All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Arya Sharma. I'm the scientific director of the network, in case anybody doesn't know who I am. So I thought I'd just put that up front. I did bring the red sweater. I was wearing it during the day. I thought I wanted to dress up formally for this evening's function because this is really a very special occasion. How many of you actually enjoyed some of the sunshine today? Was anybody out there? Yeah, see, I don't like that because, we went to a lot of effort to get some good speakers here and put up the show. And how many of you were in any sessions? All right, see, that's what I like to see. Okay, very good. So I made a few phone calls. Apparently it's going to rain tomorrow. So we've got that problem fixed. Okay, so welcome, everyone. How many of you have never been to Vancouver? First time in the West Coast? Okay. This is the usual weather here. It's always like this. They tell people it rains just so that you guys don't come. This is the third Canadian Obesity Summit, and how many of you have been to the first one in Kananaskis? How many remember? That was a while ago. Montreal? All right. Well, this is the third one, and so it's welcome to everybody. And I think, as you've seen today, this wasn't the start. The summit actually starts tomorrow. In many ways, this summit is very representative, I think, of what's happening in Canadian obesity across the country. And I think the network certainly represents that dimension. It's interesting to know that with almost 9,000 members, we are actually the largest professional obesity organization in the world. We are certainly the biggest national obesity organization of any country that I know of. And I think that's pretty surprising. So, give yourselves a hand. It's always interesting to see where everybody comes from. And, CONS members come from a wide variety of disciplines and specialties. We've got the basic researchers, we've got the population health researchers, we've got clinical researchers, and really CONS started as a research organization. I remember when I was writing the grant for this, there was 120 or 130 co-applicants, and they were all colleagues doing research, and this really started as a research organization, but it's become so much more than that, because now we have the clinicians, we've got the dietitians, we've got the psychologists, we have the physiotherapists, the occupational therapists, the physicians. I hear that there's even a couple of surgeons here. So, this is give the surgeons a hand. Come on. But it's not just that, because we certainly have a wide variety of not just people who are health professionals, but we do have people who work for governments, for NGOs. We've got people who work in industry. We've got people who represent the media here. So this is, and they're CON members. So this is really, a full breadth and depth of this organization, which I really find amazing. And I think that this diversity certainly reflects the complexity of obesity. It's a social, it's a psychobiological condition. It's complicated, and we've learned that. And Diane would tell me it's not just complicated; it's complex. So, and to be completely honest, we've got the experts on obesity in the room right now, and I don't think that most of us, would really assume to understand obesity in all of its dimensions. I think there's still a lot to be learned, and I think we're learning a lot of that. But I think what this diversity certainly reflects is the fact that solutions to this obesity crisis, meaningful solutions, that will positively impact the health of Canadians, can only be found in this kind of a context. I think, if you try to be simple and if you, try to have easy answers, quick solutions, it's simply not going to work. It's going to be, like the quick weight loss solutions that are out there, right? They simply don't work. And I think it's not that quick weight loss solutions don't just work at the individual level. I think they don't work at population levels either. This diversity certainly reflects part of that problem. And that's where the network certainly comes in. And, we're here to facilitate a discussion and learnings and sharing among all of the diverse groups and stakeholders and organizations and people who work in different areas. And share, we might not share the same views. We might not have the same knowledge. We might have different ideas, different philosophies, different ideologies. But I think we all want the same thing. And I think that we're all here because we have an interest in this topic, and we certainly see that obesity is one of the major health problems facing the country. And this is the problem that we are trying to solve. And I think it is in this dialogue, in this discussion, that we will come closer to those solutions. And so this week you will hear from all of these voices, and you'll hear them in plenary sessions, you'll hear them in the dedicated learning tracks, you'll hear them in the workshops, and you'll hopefully also be discussing these in the hallway, because I think the point of going to a meeting, I always say, is to meet people. Right? I mean, you can listen to a lot of presentations on YouTube, you can listen to TED Talks, you can listen to a lot of things, but if you're not there in person, you don't actually get to make those connections, and the networking part is something that I think the network takes very seriously. And so I hope that by the time we get to the end of this summit, you'll be leaving here not just with new knowledge and maybe some new insights and maybe some new ideas, but really I hope that you'll be leaving here with new friendships and new relationships and new things that will advance your career, but will also help you perhaps collaborate on some of the issues that I think are important, and that we can probably only solve if we all come together. So wherever your point of view may be, you're here this week because you want to make a difference, and I think that's important, and that's certainly what the network is about. And so once again, thank you all for coming out, and those of you who have come, all the way from central Canada or eastern Canada, and those of you who have come from other countries. I believe we've got folks here who are from 8 or 9 countries, and that's interesting. Thanks for coming to Canada. If this is your first trip to Canada, I hope you do take the opportunity, and I'll accept excuses if you do want to enjoy the city. With that, I'd like to open the formal part of the conference with something that I think is going to be really exciting. And I'd like to hand over and introduce to you Barbara Cody, who is the president of TOPS, and TOPS, which is taking off pound sensibly, will announce and introduce for the first time the winner of this year's TOPS New Investigator Award. So Barbara, if I can ask you to come up.